everyone, this is Lori from My File Addiction. Today I'm going to show you how to reformat a Rhinestone SVG file so that you can upload it into your Cricut Design Space program. Today I'm going to be using a program called Shortcuts a Lot. I have version 5. I also have the Pro version, but there is a basic version that can be purchased for $60. And the steps would be the same without all the bells and whistles that the Pro version has. That tends to run a little bit more money. So let's get started here. So I've launched the program and I'm going to select New Project. Select OK. I'm going to get rid of this library box here. And we're going to import our SVG file. Two ways you can do that. There's a Import tab here at the top, or you can also go under File, and there's an import option also here. So I'm going to import my Girls Night Out Martini design, and as soon as you import the file, it will be automatically grouped together. First thing we're going to want to do is select that design. We're going to want to ungroup it, so we can either go into our Object tab and select Ungroup. There's also shortcut keys, which would be Control, Shift, and the letter G. Or you can also right-click on the design and select Ungroup. So as soon as you have ungrouped that file, now everything in this that we have brought in this file is now an individual objects. So that means the black boxes as well as the circles that make up the Rhinestone file are now separate objects. The problem with Cricut Design Space is it has limitations to the number of objects that can be imported into the file. So our goal here is to reduce this file down to as few objects as possible so that it's easier to upload into your Design Space program. So before we move any further, we're going to double check that that this design has imported at the correct size, and by doing that we can select on an individual circle. And because I know that I designed this file to work with SS10 stones, one of the circles should measure 0.13 inches. And by going over here to the right, I can see that both the width and the height of that circle is 0.13 inches. So this file is the correct size. So now what we need to do is start merging these color layers. So we're going to select just the design on the one template here, and we're going to go under our Object tab, and we're going to select the merge option. The shortcut keys would be Control, Shift, and the letter B. So as soon as we hit merge, and now we select one of those circles again, now you can see it has merged all those circles together, and now they are one object. The black box, because we did not select the black box, is now a separate object. So this has gone from being maybe hundreds of objects to now only 2 objects. I'm going to do the same thing with the blue, and we're going to go under Objects, Merge, now double check, and select just one of the circles, and now it is now 2 separate pieces. Okay, so now we're going to prepare our file and export it out of this program to import it into Cricut Design Space. We're going to select both pieces, and we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Export, and we're going to call this Girls Night Out, and I'm going to name it something a little bit different than my regular SVG so that I can tell that this is been reformatted correctly to be able to upload directly into Cricut Design Space. So I'm just going to add Cricut to the end of my file name. And I'm going to save this. Okay, so now this export option box pops up. There's a couple things that you'll want to make sure that are checked. If you have selected both design pieces, you'll want to make sure that the selection only box is checked. So that means everything that's been selected will be exported out and saved in that file. There's another box that says Design Space Compatible. You'll want to make sure that you check that box. So that basically grays out this resolution box, and this will make the pieces compatible for the Design Space program. So we're going to select OK. Now we're going to go to our Cricut program, and we've launched our program. We're going to go into the upload option. For some reason, the drag and drop option, I know that's an option to bring in files that way. For some reason, it doesn't always work with Rhinestone files. So if you want to be able to 100% upload a file into your Design Space program, I suggest you go through the steps that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to select Upload. I'm going to go into Upload Image, and then I go to Browse. I'm going to go to the file where I saved the file that I exported that had Cricut at the end of the file name, which is under my video files. And I'm going to go into Girls Night Out, and here's the one with Cricut at the end of the file name. So I'm going to open that up. It's going to save it into my library. I'm going to hit Save. It should load pretty fast because there are very few objects. If you have forgotten to merge those layers, it will tell you, there will be something that will flash at the top and it'll say, wow, this is a large file, and it may take a while to load. So now we're going to select that file, and we're going to select Insert Image. So now, since Cricut has made, as of July 2019, they have made a major update to their program, and they implemented a automatic resizing. This never used to be an issue. So when I reformatted files for my Cricut customers, I did the first steps that I just showed you. I was able to upload the Cricut file for them. Once they uploaded my file and brought it into their Design Space program, it came in perfectly sized to the correct size. They were able to cut it, and everything worked out wonderful. Well, since of this resizing feature that they added to their program, now any files that exceed 11.5 inches are automatically, exceeded 11.5 inches, are now automatically resized to that size. If we go back to our scale program, we can see both of these pieces, we have not touched them or altered them in any way after we save them. But when I select both these pieces, they are almost 21.5 inches wide. Now when we go back to our Design Space program, we can see they have been reduced down to 11.5 inches wide. So that means that also these circles get reduced down, which now these will be tiny circles. They will no longer cut for an SS10 stone. So what we need to do, while you still have this this design back up in your scale program, and it's important that you do not alter and move these pieces around in any way. But we're going to select both pieces, and we're going to use these dimensions, and we're going to manually override them to make them the same exact sizes that in your Design Space program. So I'm going to write down these dimensions, 4, 6, 8, so that I can resize that. We're going to open up this, and we're going to go here up at the top, and why both pieces are selected, which these are actually grouped. So I would leave them grouped. I wouldn't ungroup. I wouldn't do anything. Don't delete the boxes. Don't do anything until you have resized these back up to the size that they were in the scale program. So we select this. We're going to highlight the width, the amount that's in the width box, and we're going to make it 21.449. And if your lock function is on here, it should automatically, after you select enter, it should automatically proportionately increase the size of the design so that the height now is 9.46, which matches the height that it was in the Shortcut to Lot program. If your unlock is, if this is unlocked, you would have to manually then type in your height dimension. But as long as it's locked, you should only have to type in one of those dimensions, whether it be the width or the height. So now that this design is, you can also double check here, and these match the sizes that I had in the scale program also. Now that this is the correct size, we can now go to our ungroup option. We can ungroup this, and now these are actually 4 separate pieces, just like they were in scale. And now you have the option, if you would choose, to delete the black boxes if you want to, and cut the pieces, or you can leave the black boxes and cut the designs with them so they will be universal sizes. Both design pieces would be the exact same size. So I hope this information was helpful. Thanks, and have a great day.